Welcome back. Our next guest's life story is so incredible and inspiring. It was made into a multi-award-winning movie, Lion. At the age of just 5 years old, Saroo Brierley was separated from his family in rural India. He'd accidentally boarded a train that took him thousands of kilometres from his hometown. And eventually, after days on the streets, he was declared a lost child.
Saroo was then adopted by an Aussie family who raised him in Hobart. But as an adult, he knew he wanted to meet his biological family. So for years, he painstakingly used Google Earth to search for his hometown, comparing the maps against landmarks that he remembered when he was just 5 years old. And after more than 2 decades apart, he was finally reunited with his biological family in 2012. And Saroo, he joins us live now at Brekkie Central. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
This is such an incredible story. Of course, many Aussies will be familiar with it because of the film Lion. But talk us through that process. You had these memories from when you were just a child and you were comparing them on Google Earth.
Yeah, it was. I've got a photographic memory, and I thought, there's not a real lot out there that I could sort of use, except why not use that something so simple as my photographic memory. So going on to using Google Earth technology and photographic memory and putting them together, it worked out really well. I think it was just time before, all these things sort of came about in order for me to make my journey, which I was quite successful at.
And you always had that hope?
Yeah, I think when it comes to the point of when everything is lost and there's nowhere else to go, somehow hope just turns up and it just leads you in a different direction. And I think there's a space and time for everyone.
Yeah.
What was that moment like when you did actually locate them? I mean, that would have been an incredibly nerve-wracking moment going in to meet them for the first time.
Yeah, look, finding my hometown on Google Earth was a miracle, but I think, I've got to give myself the merits. I've got to own it. And I did the work and the time, and when you look at the amount of time you do to the amount of time that you use Google Earth to the amount of time and days that you put in, the law average will tell you that, you're going to get something. And so meeting my family, my biological mum for the first time, was such a watershed moment. And I sort of put it together as in like when two souls disappeared after such a long time, they rested in peace on this Sunday afternoon when I reunited with my mum.
Oh, wow. That's really beautiful. What's happened since that time? Because, life goes in different directions, doesn't it?
It does. Well, we keep in touch. I bought my mum a house, which was something that, we couldn't afford back then. I talked to my mum at least, once or twice a week, just keeping in contact. And, there's been such a long time, now, 39 years of separation, 29 back then. And I've got so many questions to ask, and she's got so many questions to ask. So I've got a lady that's an Anglo-Indian who does the translation for us in my hometown, which I'm really fortunate to have her because it would have been quite difficult.
Of course, Hollywood then came knocking, right? They've picked up your story. How did it feel watching Nicole Kidman, Dev Patel take your story on?
Well, I had no choice in who the characters were going to be. And so I think the production company did a great job in picking the actors and actresses who sort of projected really well. There was Dave Wenham, Nicole Kidman, who portrayed my mum and dad amazingly, and then you've got Dev Patel, a guy that's full of vitality and effervescence. He was just amazing because I just don't think you could have found anyone else to substitute Dev Patel. I mean, you've got Wesley Snipes there. I just can't see that.
Yeah. Someone's going to play you. Dev's it. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. You've got a vampire slayer there. So, yeah.
It was beautiful. Now, you're actually launching a competition today to help another family unite. Tell us about that.
Well, what I'm doing, it's a collaboration between Tahbilk, and Tahbilk's Long Lost Lunches is about bringing families together that have been separated due to time time, distance, and just life getting in the way. In a crazy world that we live in at the moment, reuniting families can be really expensive, and FaceTime doesn't really give you the opportunity to hug, touch, be sort of congregant and tactile as well. And so I want to give a family that exact opportunity, someone individual or out in Australia somewhere. And of course, in an environment full of nice wine and beautiful food, and of course the company that matters the most. But this collaboration between myself and Tahbilk, we collectively want to give an opportunity to a family or individual out there. Of course, all expenses, flights, ground transport's all going to be paid for, which is really going to help.
What a wonderful thing to do. And we thank you for sharing your story this morning as well, Saroo. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
We'll put all the details on our website.
Yeah. Lovely. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Well, still ahead this morning, we have breaking news from singer and actress Ariana Grande after days of public scrutiny.
But first, it is an Aussie favourite. We are making a Vietnamese banh mi with a seafood twist. Don't go away.